Hollywood is finally getting exposed, and it's what everyone already knew what was going on. I'd say since what the '80s, you could correct me, maybe the '70s, but the homosexual occult secret society that's in Hollywood is finally being exposed. Now, it did seem like a lot of this started with Cat Williams in 2024. That was the year expose, and I feel like this is the year of validation. So you first hear that things came out in 2024. This will be the year that validates everything that you heard. This is the downfall of Hollywood. I've said it since 2022 that the downfall of Hollywood would occur through the first year of Trump. And we're seeing that right now. And it's not through anything that we're seeing through the Trump administration. It's what we're seeing from pop culture, from celebrities. Terrance Howard has came out, broke the entire internet by claiming pretty much anyone that went to any Diddy party had sexual relationships of homosexual nature. Meaning them niggas was gooning on each other. So the thing is, that leaves us to think Barack Obama, LeBron James, and anyone else that went to a Diddy party. Yes, Barack Obama went to a Diddy party. Diddy hosted a party for Barack Obama after he won. I uploaded the video. I got proof. It's even on YouTube itself. But that would mean anyone that went there, they went through that process. And Terrance is accusing people that went to this party of going there for some betterment into their career. So you go to the Diddy party, you get diddied, you get diddled, and you get some type of career improvement. I was in hip hop. There is homosexual gatekeeping in hip hop. Now, a lot of people don't like to break into where it's coming from. A lot of people just think they gooning out, thinking they freaky niggas. Yes, but it's deeper than that. There's real occult magic that's going on in hip hop. There's frequencies. See, this world is ran by frequency and vibration. And music is one of the most powerful sources of energy in the entire world. These people even change the frequencies of music on the radio just to affect the way that you vibrate. Why am I saying this? Is because these same people that believe in changing frequencies believe in sex magic in the way it makes you vibrate. They believe in the energies and the auras that can get absorbed from it. It's very ancient occult sex magic. And as well, it emasculates. It emasculates the man. It makes you feel lesser than and more dependent on the man that took your manhood. That's why Terrance, you'll see through this interview that I'll play, he broke down multiple times. There's nothing worse than losing your manhood because you can't recover from it. If you do it out of the aspirations of fame and glory, there's just no way. Every dollar that you spend, you'll know what you did to spend it. But it's more than just keeping blackmail on people. As I said, it's about the occult nature. And outside of that, we also see Holocomb. A famous actor and comedian, Corey Holocomb, comes out and to break down information about Will Smith, saying, man, Will's gay. I live in LA. I got that clip as well. It's wild, you know. He's basically telling the public people that anyone in LA knows how Will Smith get down. And he also says that there is a gay occult society. Now, I don't believe in a coincidence that strong that both of these videos come out at the same week. I feel like there has been a green light that has been given to destroy the old establishment to build a new. You know, every 20 years, political parties pretty much change in dominance. Political and conservative and Democrat. Said many times before, America was majority conservative. Back in the 90s, most movies, and even the 80s and 70s, most movies, television, etc., were conservative messaging. Don't do drugs in school. Comedy was typically about the dangers of gang banging in school. Most of these family comedies that you've seen. They would talk about gang banging in schools, the dangers of teen pregnancy, many things that, you know, pretty much a conservative audience, and the most importantly about a nuclear family, and something else that you notice, that they say grace at their table many times in these movies. TV shows. Now, when it comes to movies, they were more conservative because they were more macho, manly. It was all masculine. Movies was just straight masculine, leather jackets, swole ass niggas. You can see it's become more feminine now, flamboyance, etc., because liberals start to dominate the media, start to dominate the pop culture. It's shifting again back to conservative. Like I said, like every 20 years, it shifts over. And I feel like the same thing is happening within the industry and hip hop, etc. It's becoming more conservative, and we're about to see the liberal hold that was on it through these occult rituals is going to be let loose, and it's going to be new hands at play. But I don't believe it's going to get rid of any of the systems that already exist. I just think the players at the game are getting replaced. That's all I believe. And I got good reason to believe that. Hell, we break into it on here.
But when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some over greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
Man, I mean, you know, one of the things you're seeing, you went to a whole different place.
Sorry.
No, I get it. So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk, man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. Anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that?
I remember when I stayed out in LA in 2017 and tried to get a deal from Universal Music. It was a life-changing deal. And they presented me with a crazy opportunity, wanted me to do these crazy options. It was either like have an orgy with a pig with like 12 different dudes, 11 different dudes. It would have been 12 of us in total. Super weird with robes. Shit's crazy. Another one was going to be a homosexual act. They said any drug I would want would be on the table, and they would record it, you know. And the third option, you know, I don't make this up. It's weird. I never got what the third option was. I heard that there was a third option, but the third option wasn't offered. I don't know what the fuck this is. This was through an A&R that told me this, and I'm thinking, like, what type of Halloween Michael Myers shit is this, bro? And you see, when you get into these industries and people start talking to you this way, telling you that, oh, it's really real, it's one of the most mind-numbing things to happen, because you get, like, these verifications, like, oh, my God, it's all real. It's almost like, imagine you see someone shapeshift and they a fucking lizard person. Can you imagine the shock you'll be in to be like, oh, my God, it was true. It's all true. It's one of the most terrifying things. And I just remember that feeling of just despair and haunt. I felt haunted just to know this information, that this is a real lifestyle. This is really what's going on. And then your mind gets to wonder how many other people were in your position and said yes. And that's where it gets even more disturbing. I was like, how many niggas said yeah? I said no. How many people got diddled? And I can't deny it. It's an ass of money. It's an ass of money. It's so much money that the person I went with, my artist at the time, my brother, you know, 106 Letters, we spoke on it like, bro, I can't do the gay shit, but, you know, this pig, I mean, you know, I'm not Muslim, my nigga. I'm just being real. We talked about it. Wasn't a long talk, like 12 minutes. And it was like, hell nah, we can't do either. Can't do it, bro. I can't fuck with Porky the Pig. Can't fuck with a nig. So we were done with both aspects of that whole scenario. But there's a lot to say yes. And a lot of people aren't in a good situation, nor was I. I was poor as hell. We were both poor as hell. It's completely understandable that some people say yes, but I had strong faith in God, and it appears to have been paying off with my creator career that I've been having. So super thankful for that, and remaining faithful and humble to God. I truly do think is a testament to my success, and sometimes I call it a reward for saying no to the devil.
If I lose my integrity, you got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the
Hell
consequences
yeah.
when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit because the man card means everything.
Now, there are celebrities who have accepted the...
It is insane when you start to think about it. He put into perspective of how many roles can you get denied in Hollywood if you don't take a gay role? Because they could gaslight you into saying that, hey, it's 2025. You're pretty homophobic, the fact you can't do a scene with a man. And it's like, dog, you start thinking, nigga, is something wrong with me because I don't want to kiss another man? You'll start questioning it. And you start getting your career blocked. And then you start having people that say that you're the problem, that everyone else is willing to kiss men and you're not. You start being gaslit into thinking it's not as bad as it is. This is the horrible reality that they live in. And I know people don't want to care about reality celebrities because they're super rich and successful. But do you really think, and I'm going to say this for anyone that has a job, when you work that job, did it or did it not change your entire perspective of that line of work that you work in? You found out how corrupt it is, how much better it could be, and how much they're willing to make people suffer in order to increase their profits. Almost every job in America, every employee in America can resonate with that. I mean, my brother even had a new job where he was cleaning up fans in the prison. And he was like, I never knew how corrupt it was just to have the fans in prison kitchens, of how much they pretty much don't do the work in order to get a call back as fast as possible. The same could be said with housing. Oh, and don't get me started on insurance. That would take a whole docuseries. There's a lot of problems when you start to look into the inner workings of these businesses. And these are for people that are getting employed, making $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 a year. These people are making millions of dollars. Can you begin to imagine how much is lied? Is built on lies? How much of their life is being built on lies? Imagine you think you're a big celebrity and you find out your entire career is ran by bots. Your fans are bots. You never know. Some of these people have some gruesome realities that they have to face. And I have sympathy for them. I have sympathy for any human, especially people that are just trying to be successful. I mean, we could talk shit about celebrities, but dude, they live a lifestyle that many people aspire to have, and they were able to reach it. If they didn't reach it, we wouldn't even know it was real. We'd have no one to base it off of. There would be no limit to try to reach. So just for being a beacon of hope for Americans, I respect a lot of stars.
Poly and non-monogamous relationships, some we know, Will Smith and Jada, they've been open about they have an open relationship.
But Will like guys.
Huh?
Will like guys.
How you know?
I live in LA. Does that make sense to you?
No.
I live in Los Angeles. There's a lot of opportunities I don't get because the guys don't want me to see them with their boyfriends. And
And there's, like I said, the second video to come out, I don't feel like this random.
suffered from that. It's like everybody know anyway. Everybody know anyway. So I'm saying, like, do you think me saying Will like guys? Because I said it and I can't take it back.
Yeah.
Because I believe it. I know it for the most part. Okay. By me saying that, I hope it doesn't strike a nerve in anybody, but I'm saying I live in LA.
Yeah.
And there's a lifestyle that is kept quiet.
A secret society.
Yeah. And it's like,
I feel like it's odd too that Cam Newton had to just budge in there and say a secret society. And maybe I could be reaching, but I feel like that's low-key him warning that dude, warning bro, like, nigga, you're going a little bit too far. Because the people you're talking about is a secret society. Like, we both know this is a secret society. What you're talking about isn't normal people. So be careful on what you're speaking on. So I feel like he kind of was throwing him an alley-oop. Like, it's a secret society. Let me go back to that real quick. Because there was no reason for Cam to say a secret society. He was explaining the group of people.
and I can't take it back.
Yeah.
Because I believe it. I know it for the most part.
Okay.
By me saying that, I hope it doesn't strike a nerve in anybody, but I'm saying I live in LA.
Yeah.
And
why that nigga dressed up like a blanket that mural from Courage the Cowardly Dog would, knit up? That's crazy outfit, bro.
there's a lifestyle that is kept quiet.
A secret society.
Yeah.
You see, he simply just said a lifestyle that's kept private. And this nigga come out, a secret society. Bro, what's the point of that? That's dead ass like a warning to me. Maybe I look at cues too much, or maybe I'm looking for signs in places that they don't belong. But I find it odd for him to just tell him, you're talking about a secret society. Seems like a warning.
And it's like people like me suffer from this lifestyle because of the shame that some guys have of how they like to move. And I don't think that however you move is something you should hold against me. I think it's unfair.
For sure. It's cooking. You see, I'm messing it up. I've been gone for too long, guys. You got to excuse that. This is a Miami move. So let me talk about something. Let me rant. Fuck Florida, man. When it comes to this ID situation, I'm so tired, bro. I've been trying to get an ID. So now I finally got, situated here, whatever. Thank God for that. Bro, trying to get an ID out here is one of the hardest things I ever had to experience in my life. So it's backed up by 6 months. And there's niggas that's pulling up at 8:25 p.m. to get an ID at 8 a.m. I mean, in 1 hour, there's going to be people going to the DMV down here in Miami to get an ID at 8 a.m. I ain't even think it was real. I'm like, bro, what type of Tom and Jerry shit they got going on down here? I'm running around chasing these IDs like I'm looking for a mouse, bro. It's miserable. I'm talking about this shit miserable. And then you go to one DMV and they turn you the fuck around. You go to another one, they do the same. And then niggas is driving 30, 40 miles away. I'm about to drive 2 hours and 30 minutes. And I'm praying. Hoping on a prayer that them niggas don't turn me around and tell me I got to be in my county. Going to Vero Beach, hoping that it works. I've seen some posts on Reddit saying Vero could work out. But it's like I didn't know Floridans got it so hard to get an ID. And then the police got the nerve to look you in the face and tell you got 30 days. Nigga, how? How is this possible if people are working? How is this possible if people are working 9 to 5s? They can't constantly be taking off of fucking work for a whole week. My heart goes out to you niggas. How is this possible for niggas to survive here? And I know this don't have nothing to do with the video, bro. But, bruh, what is going on in Florida? I mean, everything was perfect to this ID shit, and now I'm worried. I'm terrified even of going to the VA, of going to the motherfucking post office. I'm scared to do anything the government needs me to do, bro. I've never been to a spot where I was considering, I'm telling you, I was looking up flights, y'all. I was looking up flights to Tallahassee, Florida, because I need this damn ID. So if you've been wondering where I've been, that's where I've been. But like I said, I'm going to keep up with the consistency and quality. I'll be heading out there at 8 a.m., have an appointment at 10, and I got a Mustang GT. I'll drop the top, I guess, and I'll just ride down there. And hopefully get this done and then start dropping these videos again. Me and Gary, the Numbers guy, should have some content coming out tomorrow while Fresh is out of the country doing his business. Shout out to Fresh from Fresh and Fit. Shout out to Myron. I should be doing a collab with Myron this week or the next week after, and possibly get on Fresh and Fit pretty soon. I haven't talked to them yet, but we'll see what we can do. But out here in Miami, thank you guys for supporting me. I'm ready to bring more content back to you and just get settled in. Even my hair is messed up, I just got to get settled in. I got to get a few of these things, the ID, Got to make sure I go to the post office to get that address transfer paperwork done because they tell me I got to do it in person. Everything here is in person. Like, nigga, why would you make a city to where it takes 5 weeks to get some shit done and you tell everyone they got to get it done in person? And it's like you low-key make me start to wonder, what them man. All right. See you guys on the next post. Appreciate it. Thank you for the support.